Alright, so we're back out on the water. We're a little late. Somebody couldn't get up this morning. It was not me. So we're not going to name any names, but his initials are Mardell the cameraman.
Pretty good coffee, Mardell.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good coffee. He's drinking your coffee now. Don't spit in that, Rob. So we haven't been out in a while, man. It's been about a month. You know, we went through the whole truck ordeal, so finally got a new truck. As y'all seen prior here, thanks sir. And so we're gonna go out. We're gonna see what's going on. We've been getting good reports of redfish pushing around the area. A lot of people have been catching good, decent-sized snook and stuff. Even had a couple rumors of some tarpon cobia running around. That'd be nice to lock into. We know the shark population is pretty thick right now, so we're probably going to be getting broke off a lot. But we'll get out there. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll give you all a good time. So stay tuned, and we'll get on some fish. All right, so we're just stopping here at our first spot. We've seen a little bit of action going on around here. We got a decent bottom, so we should be finding them here. We got a good grass line all the way around us. So we got our bait here. We're just chopping up some pinfish, throwing them on a hook, toss them out there and see what grabs them. So that's the type of fishing we're gonna be doing today. So let me get set up, get some lines in the water, and we'll be right back. So what we're looking at here is we have some grass and then we got a little bit of sand shoreline. We're in probably about 1.5 feet of water. So we want to put the bait where they're feeding, and right now they're feeding on the edge of the grass. So we're going to want to get right up in there and keep it about 3 or 4 feet off of the grass, because that's where they're coming by. So.
Has to be. Ripple into water. Come on. We gotta get something going.
It's one peaceful day today. There ain't no wind. Nothing's really moving. It's quiet as hell. And we get a good view of the fish that are pushing around. So we'll get into them today. No, I'd say we should probably just pick up maybe, or you want to hang out a few more minutes?
Well, I don't see anything. See one there.
You got bait moving in the grass. Hopefully he smells that fucking bait. Goes right over it. I think we should pick up and fucking try somewhere else.
Hell yeah.
We're not getting there.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Lester just called one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Brown, you see nothing pushing.
We just had a couple pushing, but you know nothing's turning on anything. So you want to try running north?
No, not there. We went up there the other day. There was nothing nowhere. See that Nick go out by marker 15? You know where the grass is in there. Shit.
Yeah, just drift across.
I'm gonna try for some trout. Yeah. We'll fish here in a few minutes and we'll run out. People look good.
All right.
This ain't right, man. It looks so good. So what do you get? A redfish, Lester?
Yeah, I guess so.
Said he caught one. He's usually the one that starts them up.
The man catches fish. The old man knows where to go, and for some reason they really like Lester's bait. So
that just goes to show you too that the most expensive rod and everything don't pay.
Listen, that's kind of my philosophy. I mean, all my gear. I mean, you take my whole setup, and I might have $100 into it.
That don't make a difference, man. You got to get out there.
I know. Gear don't make the fisherman. That's for sure. Know-how makes it. Knowing where to go, knowing how to do things. How to entice them fish into wanting it.
Gear is good for is your ego. It helps live up.
It does. I mean, it's nice to have nice equipment. It's nice to put a real nice rod in your hand. It definitely makes the difference in landing the fish. You got crappy gear that can't handle the fish that you're catching, you ain't gonna be catching. You're gonna be getting broke off. But I mean, that's I think the only way the gear comes into play. Think we should go out and troll the grass, try to get some trout?
Hey, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Fucking way I would ever say anything like that.
So we didn't have to change our rig too drastically. I just took my bait off the circle hook, took the weights off the end, and just threw a little rubber on the end of it. We're pretty shallow, so you're not gonna have a lot of room to work a lure, any kind of like diving lure. So we're just gonna throw this out there, let it sink, and just fish it real slow, and we'll see if they get on it. Yeah, lizard fish, blowfish. Yeah, the trouts are in there, man. They're pretty aggressive. I like fishing for there. Oh, almost had one.
But trout shake like crazy. That's the issue with them.
Yeah, they do go kind of ballistic.
Oh. Oh man.
Nice hit.
Yeah, nice trout. We'll get in them. We'll get in them. Hell yeah, that's a sign right there.
We will.
Oops. Oh, no. Them little lizard fish hit these lures too. That's the problem.
Again, same technique when we're fishing with a lure. You want to get that line a little tight and just kind of give it nice little taps. If you're fishing real light, you don't have to yank on it. But you just want it to twitch and sit and twitch and sit, because that shows predators that it's in distress. What do we want to do? Simulate distress. And another thing too, when you're casting and you're fishing a lure, you don't want poles standing up in your way. You don't want anything in your way. You want everything cleared out. You want to have plenty of room to cast. You don't want to be hooking into other poles or stepping on shit, breaking stuff. You know, we're not in a $1 million yacht here. You know, we're in a 20-foot flat bottom, so there's only so much room to go around, and you just want to make sure that you have plenty of room around you. So when you do get into that fish, you don't have to worry about going around something, around a line, around a pole, anything like that. It just adds to the difficulty of landing a fish, and the ultimate goal is to get that fish in a boat. So
just out about 5-6 feet of water, and you're getting into some different stuff too, Nick. You know.
Right.
That's where you get cobia and.
I'd love to lock into a nice cobia right now. That'd be fun as hell.
But,
oh, fish on. Little trout.
Yeah. See how they shake? They'll put that lure in your hand real quick. You guys want trout, Nick, or not?
No, you can.
Alright. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Now, see how they shake. And they are slimy. Well, that is a spotted sea trout. And he's hooked through his face.
You want pliers up?
No, getting there. I'm talking about this soft mouth, but he got hooked pretty good. Now we're going to send him back. Oh, there we go. Spotted sea trout. That's a good sign.
Fish on.
That's nice. That's a nice trout.
That was a nice trout. A very nice trout. Hey, you don't want to give up. He ain't giving up yet.
That's a good trout. You want to net him?
Yeah, I might have to. He's getting fucking squirrely.
Hold on.
Nah, I got him. Don't worry about it. I got him. All right, relax, guy. Relax.
Relax. Relax. Man, just watch that little stick.
I know. So, you see right here in their mouth, they got one hell of toofuses up top. So you don't want to have that sink into you. And they're fleshy. You know, they're not real hard or scaly. But that right there is a really nice trout. You know, I don't know if you can get a good look at them here. But they're beautiful fish. Absolutely tenacious predators. That was a good fight. So that's what we're here for. We're here to catch fish. We're here to have a good time. So, Rob, you got another one? No, he ain't got another one yet. But we're on them. So what we're doing is, I don't know if you can see into the water, but what we're on top of is like a real muddy bottom. and it's got a lot of grass in it. And them trout love that grass because, I mean, if you really look at them, they got good camouflage for that grass, spotted in their colors. So they like to just kind of lay down in that grass, and when something swims over, they just attack it. So that's what we're doing out here. This is where you catch trout. And you gotta pay attention too, because like in the summertime, like right now, the water's real warm. We've had a lot of warm weather, and so they're pushing out a little bit further. So we got to come out on the markers. Where in the wintertime we're gonna be catching them, you know, pretty close to shore. So just again, rule of thumb: we had a good fight on the fish. We want to check our line. We want to check our knots. Make sure everything's good. Check the lure over real quick. Give a quick feel of the line. You know nothing's torn up. We're good to go again. It sucks losing a fish because you didn't check.
Losing a $12 lure.
It sucks losing a $12 lure too. Yo, Zuri, send me some lures. Turtle.
Sea turtle.
Sea turtle. Get a shot of the sea turtle.
You know, you only get one shot at his life shit. That's what sucks, you know? When we were your age, Mardell, we ran like crazy. Never thought it would end. Now you gotta watch everything you do. See, I heard it. Ronnie Millsap. That's the biggest fish I ever heard.
Had it, then we didn't have it. Then we had it, then we didn't have it. Hey, what's up?
Hey, do you see where we are?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna run out to the rocks. Just follow us. We're gonna run out here to these rocks and see if we can get on anything around there.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, hold on. We're catching fish right now.
Oh, are you? Okay, stay there then.
Yeah. No, we'll come out to the rocks. Oh, fish on? Nope. Never mind. Fish off again.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah. We'll come out by the rocks, right, Rob?
hell yeah.
All right. Well, we're on our way to you.
All right, just keep an eye out where we are, and you'll follow where I went, and then you'll see us right on the rocks.
All right. Sounds good. All right, so we're gonna try the rocks. We got a large variety of fish that like to hang out around the rocks. Sheephead, some grouper. That'd be real nice to get into a grouper right now. But then we also have hopefully some cobias swimming around out there. So rocks are usually teeming with life, and where there's life, there's death. So we're gonna go try to simulate some death. Yeah.
Action already.
What the hell happened to that head? Oh, that would be fun.
You got mackerel already? Nice.
Jim.
Yeah, fucking remora.
Huh.
Man, that sucks.
Pain this morning, losing fish.
Ooh, me?
Yeah.
I'm the only one that caught fish.
Oh. You've been doing good today.
You haven't done shit, man.
I ain't done nothing.
Catch a remora. That remora probably saw Jimmy's head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stuck on that motherfucker for a while.
What?
Don't touch stuff. What do you do? You touch everything. You're always touching something.
you're the one controlling that thing. You told me to get the hell out of
What are you
there.
guys catching over there? Were you catching trout?
Trout.
Small ones?
Yeah, nice one.
Did you?
First cast.
You had it or you didn't?
Old red hand barrel.
You lost it.
Yes, sir.
Yo, very.
Very
Little perch. Little perch. Where you get them big, they're good eating.
So So we had a little bit of a slow day. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna try it again. I got my buddy Andrew's here. It's his first time going out in a boat, so we're gonna try to get him on some redfish. We're gonna try to get him on some trout. We're gonna see how it goes. It's been a little squirrely here lately with the redfish. For some reason, they're not coming in real heavy right now. Not entirely sure what that contributes to, but I know that we've been hunting them. So they're not in their normal spots, but we're gonna get out there. We got a good high tide today. It should turn real well, so we're gonna have good water movement. We're gonna see how far back in there we can get if we can't find them. If not, then we're gonna head out front again and we're gonna try for some trout and some cobia. We could definitely have some cobia running around. I just got reports the other day of a 46-inch cobia that was caught. So hopefully we lock into something real good. So we missed it on camera, but we had a little discrepancy at the ramp. Listen, if you stop and you're out there fiddle fucking with your shit, all right? And I go around you because it only takes me, I don't know, 30 seconds to get my boat unhooked and ready to go, and you're still fiddle fucking when I got my boat and I'm leaving and you're still at the fucking ramp, don't talk shit, all right? Don't be that guy. Remain friggin' calm and just keep your mouth shut. I hope the dude's watching this because you're a dick.
To where we're at here, what makes the big difference in the area, though?
Well, it's not that it's like a big difference in the area. It's just that, like, what we can try to do is we try to break up and go to where we think the fish are. So go ahead and toss that anchor quick. Well, not really toss it. Kind of
Set it. I did it.
set it in there, but all right. Okay, Andrew, what we're gonna do is that's gonna be your spot there. All right. So we're gonna hook up with some circle hooks, some split shot. I'm gonna get you some cut bait on there. You're gonna cast out toward that grass. You want to kind of like get it just behind those couple blades there. So what they're doing is they're pushing bait out of that grass and they're running around the perimeter. So we want to have it about 4 or 5 feet away from the grass out. That's where we're going to be setting the bait. All right.
You're using that cut bait for me. How often do you use lures out here in this time of day?
We use lures when we're going for trout. Otherwise, we don't really use lures too much. In the wintertime, we use a lot of lures. So there you go. And I will set you up.
With bait port, is that all right, or is it not really helpful for the water out here?
Well, you'll see how I have mine set up. That's what I suggest. Honestly, dude, when it comes down to it, it's whatever you're comfortable with. Like, if you catch fish that way and you're comfortable with it, then you should use it. I catch fish this way, I'm comfortable with it, so this is the way I do it.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how fishing works, you know? So let's get picked up here. We gotta go right up here to the corner. That's a circle hook, so you don't actually push on the hook, you pull on the line and pull it right through. So it kind of sits right there. And then the hook is exposed, so when it goes into their mouth, it's gonna. You'll know when you have a fish on because that pole's gonna bend over and you're gonna hear drag going. It doesn't. That's the boat moving. That's the boat moving, or a crab pulling on it. You don't want that. I'm telling you, you'll know when you have a redfish on. No, you'll know.
You won't get nothing like that.
Well, everything I'm fishing is in the ponds, and I'm catching them like this. Oh, I saw a lot of that.
Yeah, we're in the Gulf of fucking Mexico. Yeah, if you can find them right now.
Go right in at it because there's an oyster bar.
Right, I gotta go this way and then cut across and then go back in.
You go straight in that way and then cut, when you get close to shore, cut in towards Bayou Drive. Look like somebody's up there, a kayak or something.
We'll run them right over.
The oyster bar runs right across in front of it.
Right, from that point out,
Right.
about halfway, right?
Yeah. It comes quite a ways across.
I know where I'm going, I think. Find out if we hit anything.
You got to be paying attention when you're at the ramp. I've seen how you went up through there. How did you go up through there, Lester? He started towards the truck and he veered off. He started shaking.
I wasn't even watching. I got it on camera, man. It goes from him to him to him to him, right around.
Everybody's
you
getting
think
it.
you ain't gonna get lathered up? You're gonna get it.
Not Mardell. Mardell's a good guy. You guys ought to take lessons from him.
Why don't he back the goddamn thing in?
Because he don't know how. He's got to learn now.
Find time to learn. He's got more miles backing up than we got forward.
That's right.
And good at it.
That's just because you can't remember where the fuck you're going. You keep turning around.
Me?
Yeah, no, for him.
Oh.
That's why he's got more miles going backwards.
Oh, man.
Can't remember where the fuck you're going, gotta keep turning around. Poor Mardell.
That's all right. He can take it. He shows up every day.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He shows up when he's told.
It's his first time in a boat, so I'm really being patient.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep you alive. Right?
See, he already forgot about the anchor. Don't worry, Lester's been at it 16 years, he still forgets the anchor. So right now we're just kind of moving to an area. We're watching the bottom, looking at what we're dealing with. We're just trying to track the fish down. So we're looking for any kind of movement coming off of the banks or away from the boat. When you're looking for stuff like that, it'll look like a torpedo going through the water when you got fish moving. And they'll kind of scatter every which way. If they do and you do spook them off, don't worry, shut down, get stopped, get set up, they will come back. I mean, they got the brain the size of a pea, so they're not thinking about it like we are. And they'll come right back and they'll hit. But what we're doing right now is we're just trying to track them down. All right, so to answer your question, and the question is, would you ever fish back in these cuts? Yes, of course you will. Depending on how the water's moving and how fast it's moving, they will congregate at the ends of those cuts because it funnels everything down, has to swim past them. So they'll sit off on the sides or they'll swim right down through that cut trying to spook stuff out. So when you think about it, like if you were a fish, your main thing is you stay away from predators and you find something to eat. That's all you do, all day, every day. So when you do that, you have to think about how you would go about collecting food. You want to be in those narrow paths, in certain tracks where the bait is running. You want to be where the bait is, in the grass, in the shallows, in the holes, running the cuts. So that's how you kind of go about where you want to be. We did have a little bit of movement coming off this point here, but I want to get back in a little bit further. So we're going to keep going.
Ripples. You want me to drop the anchor?
Yeah, don't make a lot of noise with it.
Alright, no baby then. Excuse me.
You might have to let out a little bit of line too, because it is deeper. On the other side, Andrew. Oh, dude, you gotta hook it a little tighter than that. So you see this cleat back here? Back towards me.
Okay.
You can put it on that cleat or the next one down. Just wrap, but you want to be off a little bit, so I'll throw a line out, I'll show you. I'll be right about there, just a few feet off of that bank. It's like this, where you have multiple points coming in and through. I find it best to kind of throw in the middle because you'll see where that splash just was. That's on the outskirts. So if I throw it out just into the middle, I'm probably going to have a good chance of attracting something. You can see I threw the bait out there. Now there's stuff moving around it. A lot of times you can see them pushing right past because you'll see the wakes. Remember, they look like torpedoes. And you will see them kind of swim past your bait and turn right around. They'll catch a whiff of it. As soon as they catch that whiff, they'll pull right around like, hey, what's that to eat? So that's what you look for. We got decent movement coming out here. We got a good tide that's pushing everything in right now. So when the tide's pushing everything in, they're feeding out. When the tide's pulling everything out, they're feeding in, right? That's all right. Yeah, you can leave it there and catch something. See now, I find that when you're fishing the mangroves like that, you know, yeah, you'll catch redfish, but a lot of times you'll be catching the snook. The snook love those areas. Remember, snook are ambush predators. So when they got a place to kind of hide back in there and wait for things to swim by, or they're just kind of trolling the outskirts of it, that's where you want your bait, you know, because they'll come right out and grab right hold of it.
Would the bait fish go towards the deeper end? Did you say how like that they go down to a deep spot to get
Right,
to?
they'll go down into the holes. They go there for different reasons because, you know, they don't only have predators in the water after them, they got predators in the air after them as well. So if they're sitting in those shallows, they're more susceptible to birds. So like you asked before, if seeing birds means that you're seeing fish. Not always, but it could be. I don't ever really pay attention to it because I've never really found it to be foolproof or even on the higher end of being true. So they will avoid those bigger birds and stuff by going for deeper water to get down in. They look for grass, they look for rocks, they look for all sorts of shit. Fish on.
Fish on.
All right, pull it up and just start reeling. Start reeling. Tighten that jag a little. Tighten the jag. There you go. And now start reeling it. Start reel. Keep tension on them. Keep your tip up. All right. Just keep your tip up. Keep the tip right up and just keep reeling. Don't be pumping it. This ain't National Geographics. Let them go under the boat. Ooh. Let them go around the line. All right.
Oh, it's a stingray.
Yep. That's all right. Pull them right over here. Very good. Very good. Nice. Stingray. He's got a short tail. See, he got that tail bit off at some point.
So does it still have the stinger there?
Well, it doesn't have his tail. His tail got bit off by something. Man, that trip hook is really in there. So, there you go. You caught something. You ever catch a stingray before?
I don't know.
All right.
Now I got a story. They're eating. It's a good one. Even just for a stingray, it's nice to see the activity out here. It's, you know, as soon as you're ready to go on and grab.
It's exciting because you never know what's on the end of your line, you know? You never know what you're going to pull in.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always down to fish. This is great.
You want to see how tight your line is?
So you want your tight lines?
Yep.
Slack.
Yeah, that's why, you know, the saying is tight lines are good times. You know?
There you go.
That's also the name of a
all the
charter.
myths are true today. I'm learning shit.
Yeah.
It's nice. God, it's so weird to see it from the side. Like I said, you're talking about perspective, and you're seeing the people walk over here. Check that out. You see them walking over here, and you just forget that that's Bayou Drive right over there.
Right. And you're fishing over there all the time, not even knowing.
Yeah, I'm fishing over there and
exists.
not catching anything. And I'm just like, man, there's no fish out here. But I look beyond and I imagine what it's like to be out here in the mangroves.
Right.
And this is just, it makes it a whole different. Like, we're stealth. We're in there. You see the movement? We're casting towards it.
And it's exciting too, especially once you get that. See, that might have been a crab. See how it's pulling on that real easy? It's pulling it out and then letting it go. That's a crab pulling on it and then it's slipping out, pulling on it and slipping out. See, now, like, I want to fish that area, but I don't want to put it right back on top of the crab because what the hell is the
They're
point?
just gonna get another bit of your bait.
So the crab, I'll just cast a little bit over, try to get away from him. He'll probably end up picking up the scent and moving towards it eventually, but it gives it some time to sit there and let another fish come by and grab it.
Don't. If I see that, I'm going to want to cast towards it because I'm like, oh, there's movement. I got to cast towards it.
See, you know, and sometimes you'll spook them out of that spot doing that, you know. Sometimes they'll stop hitting if you throw too hard at them, you know. But sometimes they turn. I mean, stuff like that, I try not to give into the temptation to chase movement because they could just be swimming. They're not even feeding at the point. They're just moving. And here you are throwing at them, and you could be throwing away from one that's actually sitting there eating. So to me, it's not worth it. To some people, you know, that might be worth it, but we'll move back in there a little bit more. We'll stop again if we see any movement. Just when you're up there, Andrew, you can look out front and just tell me when it's going to get really shallow. Hold on a second. We're just going to observe here. I mean, we've seen one take off. He left a good torpedo. Big mud trail. We want to wait till things calm down in there too to see if that's movement or if it's just wake from us coming through. Right now it just looks like wake from us coming through. Now again, I'm not familiar with running a boat back in here, so I'm just going easy and I'm looking at everything. I'm trying to figure out which way to go. You want to be looking at your surroundings. No, we're coming in some really shallow right now, so you can feel like the motor's dragging. So I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to get us stuck when the tide turns. But you always want to be paying attention to where you're going if you don't know the area.
Been sitting too, I'm sure.
Like I said, they'll be on the hunt or the move, and they'll smell it or they'll go over it, and they'll just grab it on the way by. Got action right over there by yours too, Andrew.
Take a bite, guys. Free lunch.
Hold on. No, hold on. All right, grab it. Pick it up, start reeling. Anything? No? All right. Cast it back out there, reel it right up. See, a circle hook is not like a J hook. You know, a J hook, you have to set the hook. A circle hook sets itself. As soon as it pulls tension, that circle hook will set itself.
So
Sometimes when they're chasing, they're attracted to something hitting the water. That means that something else is in distress. And what do I always say? Simulate distress. All right, yeah, here, look right here. That's a snook, baby, right there. I don't know if you can see into the water, but
oh, that's beautiful.
they'll catch whiffs of it. I'm telling you, they'll smell it.
Oh, my fish is coming.
Yeah.
So, Walter swears by this lure. He says that the redfish bite on this all the time. And after I sold him his truck, he gave it to me as a gift. So, Walter, I'm going to give it a try. Let's see if it's as great as you say.
This thing ain't gonna catch shit. I'm just kidding, Walter. I'm just kidding.
Let's see if the Kayak King's got it. Super Joe.
So we were talking earlier about, baiting and, chumming the water and stuff like that. Some people swear by baiting the area. So when they get into an area, they like to, bait it and get their chum things out and put scent in the water. I honestly don't know if it's useful or if it's not. I mean, if you try it and you're catching fish with it, then I'd say it's useful. But if you try it and every time you try it you don't catch fish, and you try it 20 times, good chances is it's, not the greatest. But that's the problem with fishing. When you don't know with something, you have to try it so much to actually give it a chance, because you're not always on the fish. So you really have to give it a lot of opportunities to prove itself before you can throw it out and say, this is fucking junk. So,
I'll take that.
I hope that answered your question.
They answered it good enough.
Day number 2, we're out here, so we're gonna pack it up and head in. We weren't really too successful in finding them today, so there's always tomorrow, there's always another day, and we're gonna see if we can't get them then. So stay tuned for the next episode. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, hit us up on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. I'll have my LinkedIn up so you can find that as well. And thanks for the support. Tell your friends, get as many people as you can to watch. I really appreciate it. Merchandise is coming, so stay tuned.